Hi there guys, we are back with first angle orthographic projections, and in this case here you would notice that I've already labeled my front view, right side view and top views of every one of these drawings, and also I have also labeled the 2 points that I'm going to be projecting. But there's something a little odd here. We don't have a second view with the corresponding points, so we are going to have to draw our own in this worksheet. It makes it a little bit more thinking out of the box and more creative for you. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and project with our construction lines, because this is first angle orthographic projection, across to the front view. And we're going to do the same with the point A2, and we're going to project it down to the 45-degree line as well. Right, we're going to just put it a little further across past the 45-degree line in the program, and then just clean it up slightly so we know that we have straight lines. We're going to project from those points across to our top view, and we're going to do the same for A2. Right, so now we know that anywhere along these 2 lines we will have point A and point B. So let's go plot our own points, and we'll be able to find exactly where our third view is going to be. This is quite indicative of what we need to know about first angle orthographic projection, is that we can't draw that third angle or that third view without having information from the 2 other views. We need to have a front view and a top view, or information from a right side view and a front view, or even a left side view and a top view to find the front view, which is that third view. Alright, so please make sure that we do know that. Right, so when I plot my points, I'm going to simply go anywhere. It doesn't really matter where I plot them. I'm going to go from my front view. I'm plotting them in 2 different areas here, and I'm going to drag my A label preferably above it and there, like that, and I'm going to be projecting that down across. So let's quickly have a look. B is projected down and across over there, so this is line B, and also point B projected straight down to that line B. Let's just change that to a construction line. Okay, will give us an intersecting point from these 2 lines, and we will go plot point B. There it is there. So let's drag point B1 across to it. Right, now we need to find A1. We have plotted A in the front view, which is a random plot really. Anywhere along that line we could have put A1 or A. We now need to go and find where A1 will be in our top view. I'll project down, obviously in construction line. So I'm going to go and change that and project it down until it meets up with the actual construction line from A2. A and A2 gives me an intersecting point over there. Here's my intersection. There, I'm going to plot that point. I'm going to change it into a final point so we can see it, and drag my label across there. Okay, please remember that A1 and A2 are in fact 1 point. Okay, they're just seen from different angles. That A is seen from different angles, and I'm representing them on a flat surface rather than a 3D shape. Alright, that's why we need all 3 dimensions, because we are going to work with 2 dimensions projecting the 3rd dimension. Right, let's do the second one. The second one I'm going to keep quite interesting. A and B in this case, they are in line, okay, and I'm going to be projecting them across to my left side view. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to start off with plotting 1 point. Okay, I'm going to put 1 single point down there like this over there. And I'm going to say to you that that 1 point is representing A and B. So I'm going to drag A, and I'm going to drag B over there as well. Now you're going to ask yourself, well, is that possible? Well, if I look at A and B, the 2 points from the left-hand side, I'll be able to see 1 point. Remember, B or B2 will be straight or directly behind A2. Alright, remember this is a 2D shape. We've unfolded this box and we put it down on a flat surface. Alright, so that representation of that dot represents 2 dots, A2 and B2. Alright, so now that we know that, we are going to be using our projection lines, which is a construction line, and we're going to project that down onto our 45-degree line. And we're going to be projecting that across as well, long enough so that we do have intersecting points when we drop A down onto it and B down onto it. Okay, remember, I could have put A2 there and I could have put B2 there and I would have had two different points. That's perfectly fine. If yours works out like that, that's 100%. I just thought I'd put a spanner in the works and I'd put one dot representing two points. Alright, so in this case, because I had the freedom of putting my own dot down, or my own option to have one dot representing two dots, I have both these dots or these points lying on one line. I'm going to go plot them. I have the intersecting point for A over there and the intersecting point for B over there. Therefore, this one will be labeled A1, and I'm going to drag B1 across there. Alright, so that's the second one done. Please remember, guys, that we do have to go and label our axes. Remember, we read from left to right, so this will then be, let's go with X, this one will be Y, and also this one will be X1, so I'm going to change that to X1, and this will be Y1. There it is there. Alright. I'm only going to do it for the one, so that you guys can go ahead and do it for all the others. Okay, so X, Y, we read from left to right. X1, Y1, from top to bottom. So therefore this one will be X, this one will be Y, this will be X1, that'll be Y1. You might notice that we have a right side view and a left side view. That doesn't change anything. All you do is you still read from left to right. X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, and from top to bottom, X1, Y1, just like I have it in the first one. Alright, so let's look at the third option over here. I'm going to zoom in it a little bit. You'll notice here that we have two views missing information again. So we have to provide a little bit of information again to get that third view. And we are going to be doing the routine thing by projecting our points upward or into our different view, A and B. And we're also going to be projecting A across to my 45-degree line, B across to my 45-degree line, and then directly up from my 45-degree line. There we go. Now remember, we don't know where A and B is in our front view, or we could just plot it in our right side view. I think let's do that. We have the freedom for choice, so let's do it. I'm going to be plotting a point over here and a point over here. Let's make it a little bit higher up. And I'm going to be labeling them. Now, interesting fact here. Is this going to be B2? No. This one down here will be B2, and this one here will be A1. How did I know that? Well, let's look at my projection from A. Remember, A, A1, and A2 are exactly the same point, which means they fall on the same projection lines. Okay, they are all connected. Alright, so therefore, when I'm projecting A across and up, that point that I've plotted over there must be an A, isn't it? In this case, it's A2. Alright, and the same counts for B. Alright, we'll project B up and we'll project B across and up. Therefore, on this line, we can only have a B. In this case, it's B2. Alright, now that I had the freedom of plotting these points wherever I wanted them, I'm going to go ahead and project them to my last view. A projects and intersects with A1's line over there and provides me with an intersection point. And B does exactly the same over there. Because remember, there's B. So I'm going to go label this intersecting point B and this intersecting point A. Right, I'm going to go and plot the points so that they are more visible. There they are. And we are done with the third drawing. Let's look at our fourth and final drawing. Okay, yet again, please remember XY axes, X1, Y1 must be labeled. Label your front view, left side view, and top view. Remember that your left side view in this case will be on the right hand side, and your right side view will be on the left hand side. Quite odd, isn't it? Okay, think about it. If you shine a torch onto an object, its shadow casts right behind it. Okay, so it's on the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to be projecting yet again routine work being done over here. I'm going to go use the construction lines, and we're going to project it across to our front view, just like we did with every one of these others. And we have an intersecting point here, so we're going to zoom in on that. There it is there. Nice horizontal line. Right, remember we have the freedom of plotting these points. In my last drawing I had to go and find the front view, so in this case I'm going to be plotting my front view points first. I'm going to make it quite interesting. I'm going to put them in line with each other. Let's see, there it is, in line. Okay, and I'm going to say, well, could this be A? Really? No, it can't, because this is which line? It belongs to B. So therefore, A's projection line must give me point A. There it is there. Therefore, this one here must be B, isn't it? Okay. Let's use our projection lines again to project in our third and final view. I know that this line is going to go through A, which means it represents A and B. And I have only two intersecting points. Interesting. So how many points am I going to plot here? I only have one intersecting point. So does that mean that this one intersecting point represents both A1 and B1? Correct, it does. And I'm going to label them A1 and B1. Alright, there we go. Let's have a look, or an overall look at what we've done. From from the first drawing, second drawing, third and fourth drawing, we've actually used our own points to find the third and final point, and that actually builds very good understanding for orthographic projection. In this case it will be first angle orthographic projection. Thank you for watching my video, and stay tuned for the very next one.